Hello, everybody. Welcome. Sorry, first of all, I've been working a lot in life and, haven't been able to do this, but I'm quickly just going to give you my Stanley Cup prediction for the 2015 Stanley Cup Final, which is between the Chicago Blackhawks and the Tampa Bay Lightning. I say a lot. I know it's weird. But anyway, my original picks for the Final Four were Anaheim versus Minnesota. Minnesota lost in the second round to Chicago. And I figured Anaheim would beat Chicago in the West Final. They didn't, obviously, but I'm wearing the Anaheim Ducks hat because I like Anaheim. So Chicago beat them. And I get, even though the New York Rangers are my favorite hockey team in the world, sometimes you got to go with your brain instead of your heart. And I just had a feeling Tampa Bay was going to beat the New York Rangers in the East Final, and they did. So it's Tampa Bay and the Chicago Blackhawks. Game 3 is tonight in about an hour. The series is tied 1-1, so there's no bandwagon jumping. If you've watched any of these videos for the last 2 months, you know my pick from the beginning has been the Tampa Bay Lightning to win the Stanley Cup this year. The main reason I picked Tampa Bay to beat my New York Rangers in the East Final, if they met up, and they did, yay, was because Ryan Callahan, the ex-Ranger captain that they traded for Martin St. Louis, Anton Stroman, and Brian Boyle. I figured these 3 key additions to Tampa Bay added some grit to their team, and I figured that would be like, you know how Philadelphia Flyers are cursed because they traded Eric Lindros and then they traded Rod Brind'Amour, and Philadelphia can never figure it out that they can't sign a decent goalie and they're never going to win a Stanley Cup ever again? Well, I kind of felt like the Rangers might get a little bit of a weird NHL curse. They traded their captain, Ryan Callahan. So anyway, I'm picking Tampa Bay Lightning, mostly because, I love Steven Stamkos. He's one of the best players in the league. Tyler Johnson is one of the best young players. He's the new Theo Fleury for our generation. He's a great hockey player for someone who was undrafted, which is amazing. So NHL scouts don't always know it all. They miss a lot of people. And I'm going with Ben Bishop. Ben Bishop knocked out Carey Price and knocked out Henrik Lundqvist, probably the 2 best goalies in the NHL. So I'm going to go with Ben Bishop, even though he might be injured now, but I'm sticking with my pick. I respect the Chicago Blackhawks. They're an original 6 team, and I think any true NHL hockey fan respects all the original 6 teams except for the Toronto Maple Leafs because they fucking suck and they're a garbage organization and they think they rule the universe. And Chicago Blackhawks in the last 10 years have really turned it around. Their previous owner, I think his name was Bob Polfield, when he died, that was the best thing that happened to that franchise because his son took over and then Chicago Blackhawks changed the way they ran the franchise, the way they dealt with previous players. They started doing Stan Mikita appreciation nights and Jeremy Roenick appreciation nights and really changed the direction of their team by how they drafted and, getting Kane and Taves and all those guys. And Chicago is the closest thing we're ever going to see, I think, to a dynasty in the salary cap era of the NHL right now. Chicago wins the Stanley Cup this year, which many of you will know. It will be their 3rd Stanley Cup in 6 years. 2010, 2013, where they won, and possibly this year. So that's crazy. That's awesome. And with mostly the same core guys. Jonathan Taves, Patrick Kane, Patrick Sharp, Marian Hossa, Duncan Keith, Brent Seabrook. That's awesome. They have a strong fundamental core, and I respect the Chicago Blackhawks. They're one of my 10 favorite teams to cheer for. I like them. I've always liked them. I love them back in the Jeremy Roenick, Ed Belfour, Chris Chelios, Steve Larmer days in the early 90s. But anyway, I'm going with the Tampa Bay Lightning, man. I picked them all year to win the Stanley Cup, so I got to stick with them. Game 3 tonight will be huge, and I'm going to go with the Tampa Bay Lightning to win the 2015 Stanley Cup championship, the toughest championship to win in all of sports, for the greatest sport in the world, hockey. So that's it. That's my quick video. Pretty much under 5 minutes, I think. So thank you for watching. Comment below. Let me know what you think, who's going to win the Stanley Cup Final, and anything else you randomly want to say. Cool. Say hi. Say something rude. It's all good. It's the internet. It's typing. It really doesn't mean anything. So thank you very much. Go Tampa Bay, and then I'll try to do some more videos about my thoughts on the New York Rangers season and how it came to an end, and then I'm going to do a Jurassic World movie review in a couple weeks, or this week, and some other random stuff. Alright, thank you very much. Cheers. Have a great day. Go Tampa Bay Lightning. Enjoy the Stanley Cup. And LeBron James is fucking awesome. Just gonna say it. Go Cleveland Cavaliers, even though I'm not a big NBA guy. Go LeBron James. Go Cleveland. Beat the Golden State Warriors, because seriously, it's the Golden State Warriors. Like, who even knew they had an NBA team? And the MVP of the league looks 12. Stephen Curry, whatever the fuck his name is. He's like 15. He looks 15. He looks ridiculous. Anyway, that's why I don't like him, because he looks ridiculous. Anyway, cheers. Go LeBron, go Cavs. Tampa Bay Lightning, win the Stanley Cup. Let's make it happen. Go Steven Stamkos. Go Ben Bishop. Tyler Johnson. Ryan Callahan, and all the other ex-Rangers. Cheers. Thanks.